folks, I'm going to empty this big pot of potatoes out now. Put my blooming gardens full of pheasants. Strangely. There we go folks, the time's come. Still growing, but it's a 50 litre pot. They're the normal 30 litre pots there. So I've put about 5 potatoes in that, I think. I can't remember, I just had some spare ones left over, so I put them all in. So we'll see what we can get out of one pot. Right then folks, we'll tip her out and see what we've got. Like I said, 50 litre pot. Can't remember how many potatoes. I think they're about 5. See if we've got the mother load. I might not be able to get these out of this. Right, let's have a look. Is this going to be the pot of all pots? Oh wow. Oh wow. Just make sure you can see them. Can you see them? You can see them there, can't you? Wow, this is looking like to be the pot of all pots. Oh my god, that is the biggest I've ever seen. I think we could be on for a record here. I think I had some Sarpo Miras left and a few Sarpo Axonas. I basically just put all the ones I had spare back in this last pot. Oh dear, this is going to be a silly weight. So let's have a look at the pot. We'll get them all out. Now if you remember, I tried 5 different types of Sarpo Miras this year, and I've given them all a test, and my conclusions are that Sarpo Mira are still the best. Can you see these? Still the best for chips. I don't mind the flavour at all. They're totally blight resistant, as you can see. Look at the state of them. Tried the Sarpo Axona, still the same blight resistant, not quite as good a yield, and they were good for chips and roast, but they wouldn't quite mash. They were a bit too dry. So basically I didn't find those particularly any good for over Sarpos really, so I wouldn't particularly want to grow those again. But what I will grow again is Sarpo Una, oh dear, which is slightly waxy and it makes really good mashed potato. Doesn't disintegrate in the pan, and like I said, makes really good mashed potato. Now I tried another one called Blue Danube, which was like a purple skinned potato, really nice and tasty, but the trouble is that doesn't have any particularly good blight resistance. So I only got about £5 out of that. Really nice taste, good for chips and roast again. And then I think I tried Sarpo Shona, but I've not actually cooked that one yet, but that had the worst yield of £6. But definitely again, I'll still be growing my Sarpo Miras, because to me, you just can't fault them. Even in the worst year with the worst blight, you still get an amazing crop, as you can see. Sarpo Axona, I think I'll give those a miss, but I'll definitely grow Sarpo Una, because I like those and they were a good masher. So you've got a blight resistant mashed potato main crop. Right then, I think that's maybe about it. Managed to waffle my way through that. So we'll have a weigh of these. I know it's a 50 litre pot, but we'll see what we've got, because there are some absolute stonking ones in there. Crazy size. So I'll put them in my bag as usual. See what sort of a yield we have. God, that is the biggest I've ever grown, that one. That is crazy. Might have to do it 2 times because I don't think they all fit in this bag. But yeah, definitely Sarpo Miras for me, the spud to grow. I always keep banging on about it, as you know. But as you can see, why wouldn't you? Harvesting potatoes in November that are still growing. So even if you set them off quite late, you've still got plenty of time for them to develop into big potatoes, because like I say, they just keep growing until the frost kill them, because the blight doesn't kill them really. Right, I think that's it. That is one big bag of spuds, that. Just have a final quick route about. I think we've got them all there. Right, set my scales up, hopefully these work. Set them on pounds. Well, let's see. I reckon there must be at least £20. Oh God, I think there's more than that. £25.4. If you can see. If you can see the figure, just over £25 out of about 4 or 5 seed potatoes in a 50 litre pot. So don't need to grow many of those, but 4 of those would get you £100. So that's a hell of a crop, that, and I'm really chuffed. So that's it, folks. The last pot of Sarpos this year, the mystery test pot with about 4 potatoes in, 50 litre pot, £25 of spuds. See you later.